when you started working on this project, what was the question you were trying to answer? And did you expect that it would take a year of work, or did it take you down roads you weren't expecting?
I did not think it would take quite so long, but what I did was did my reporting through the eyes of Black women epidemiologists who have been looking at this topic for decades. And I started out with the 2022 study that made a link between frequent relaxer use and a more than double risk of uterine cancer in Black women. And then I went backwards. And then I was working on a study with only four people, four children who were developing early puberty earlier than 8. And so it was a twisty, turny, long time, but I took my time because I didn't want to cause alarm. I wanted to make sure that the science was really in place.
And the best stories, of course, are the ones that take those twists and turns. And did you find a larger story here about healthcare in America for Black Americans, Black women in particular?
I think the bigger story was about health in America and racial health disparities, whereas we've known for a very long time that Black women are more susceptible to a number of reproductive health disorders, but it was complicated and confusing set of circumstances as to why. So when I was looking at some of these studies, they started making sense when they were making the link between endocrine disruptors, which cause early puberty, and these cancers that can sometimes follow it, and also to fibroid tumors, which are the leading reason for a cesarean section. So that was kind of the thing that I was really trying to follow. I also was very interested in the lack of regulation of these products that are so heavily marketed to Black women and girls, and also the societal pressure of Black women for century to wear straightened hair.
So let's see if I can touch on all three of those points you just made, because they're all so important. First, the risks from using these products. You've mentioned some of them. What are some of the other risks?
So the risk is that when you use the product, it burns on your scalp. And we've normalized the burning sensation that everyone complains about. But the burning of the scalp and the abrasions create an efficient entryway for the chemicals inside of them. And the main ones are, if your relaxer has formaldehyde in it, your straightener, then that is a known carcinogen. And then also the endocrine disruptors that cause early puberty and can lead to different kinds of cancers, uterine, breast cancer, which there's Black women tend to get a more aggressive, fast moving, more deadly form of it, and ovarian cancer, as well as fibroid tumors.
Let's bundle the last two questions together. You mentioned the FDA and the cultural pressures. Can you go through those both very quickly at the end here?
Well, let me start with the FDA. I was surprised that the FDA only restricts or bans 9 chemicals, and the European Union restricts or bans 1,300. I actually thought it was a mistake. I was misreading. So that means that there's lax oversight over these products, cosmetics in general. But the ones that have the strongest chemicals are the ones that Black women and girls tend to use and are marketed aggressively toward us.
Linda,
And then the other thing is Black women have long been pressured into having straight hair as the expectation that because it seems more professional, it looks more professional, and it matters to your job and to your career.